A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to all the joinees who have joined us for this expert session on integration of skill subjects in school as per NEP 2020. I welcome you all in this expert session. I welcome all the guests who have joined us today for enlightening us with their knowledge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Vivek.
A very good evening, good morning as well, because we have people joining us from all around the globe, and it's very nice to have all of you. We will be starting our session in just 2 minutes. By the time I request all of you to please take out a notepad and a pen to note down questions and things that our expert will be telling you all in this session. Jot down the questions that you want our experts to answer. Hi, Zoya. Good morning, Miss Nikita. I hope everyone is as excited as we all are for this session because it is something that we all have been looking for this entire week because we are going to learn some, I would say, really good techniques by which we can integrate these skill subject in our day-to-day school lives. Good morning and good afternoon to all of you. Make sure to take screenshots and post pictures of what you have learned in this session, tagging STEMpedia on your social handles. You can post the learnings on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even Threads also. Yeah, I guess it's a good time to start with the session. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you who have joined us today for this session. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the STEAM educators, distinguished guests, and passionate learners. I am Vivek Verma, and it's my privilege to welcome you all today for the webinar on integration of skill subjects in school as per NEP 2020. So this session is dedicated to unraveling the information impact, the transformative impact on the NEP 2020 on education, particularly in AI, coding, and robotics. We are here to explore, learn, and discuss how these changes align with new curriculum framework of 2023. So once again, a warm welcome to all of you. So today's webinar is structured you to offer a compressive understanding of how these skill subjects can be effectively integrated into our educational system in our classroom. And we will also delve into the policy implications, how we can tackle the challenges that we face, while we are teaching these skill subject to our students. And we will also discuss some practical strategies for implementation of these skill subject in our classroom. We will also introduce our exclusive range of educational resources specifically designed to align with NEP 2020 and NFC 2023. Our itinerary for today is packed with insights and interactions. We will start with the panel discussion featuring renowned experts in education and curriculum development. I will quickly introduce you all to our guests as well. A live Q&A session will follow this. And also, I encourage, as I also already mentioned, I encourage all of you to take out your notepad and pen and be ready with questions and learnings that you will be, looking at in this particular session. You can, of course, ask your questions in the live chat box on YouTube and note down the things that you find interesting that you must have learned in this session. And do share it on social media platform tagging Stempedia and our guests. With that, we will be post the discussion. We will also have a special segment introducing our latest range of AI, coding, and robotics books by Swapnil. With that, and also we will also wrap up with a feedback session that we will be sharing a feedback form with all of you, and you will be asking your question that we will, forward to our guests who have joined us. So I am very thrilled to introduce you all to our guests who have joined us today. So first we have Ivan sir. He's the vice principal and STEM head at Pelaj Namgyal Girls School. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in this session. And we are very happy to have you here.
Thank you, Vivek.
With that, we have Ms. Bhumika Anand, PGT Computer Science at Sun City School Sector 73D. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us, joining in for this session, and I
Thank you
hope
so
you will
much,
be
Vivek.
sharing your insights. Thank you so much. We have Vicky Mondal, sir. He is an ICT teacher at St. Mary's English School, Rangat City. Thank you so much, sir, for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have Surendra Singh Jalgan, an IT coordinator at SD Vidya Mandir, Panipat.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for tuning in,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Last but not the least, I request all of you to scan the QR code, follow our social media platforms, because this is where you will be tagging us and sharing your learnings as well as interesting thoughts that you might have heard in the session from our experts. Starting with the session, I'm coming up with the first question. Kindly allow me a moment. So my first question goes to Ivan sir. So the question says, how do you define skill subjects in the context of NEP 2020? And can you discuss their significance in today's educational landscape, particularly in terms of preparing students for real world challenges in the job market?
Quite a number of tasks you have given me to start with. I think the definition as such is quite well known as of today, because we have been talking about NEP since its inception, since it was introduced in 2020. Now it's been 4 years, and then by now people and the country as a whole have got an insight into what NEP tries to achieve. Okay, so the major paradigm shift that NEP wants to bring about is to enable the learners and incorporate technology as much as possible into our learning system. And in the same line, they have stopped this this hardcore division into mainline subjects and what we used to term it as vocational subjects. Now the skill subject is like more into practice. So a skill subject is more in line with what the industry demands, what the what the future generation is supposed to tackle. And and they want to prepare India as a knowledge base, as a global power in knowledge, and children passing out of schools who are ready to face the challenges of the industry. So when we talk of skill subjects, I think around 33 in middle school and around 43 in senior school have already been listed out by the CBSE. If we go to the CBSE website, you can find these skill subjects. And some of them are so interesting that you feel like going back to school and learning those subjects again. So this is a very good initiative that the NEP 2020 is trying to force into. Now, the whole idea is uh, how are we going to embrace it? The framework as such is revolutionary, but whether we are willing to revolve around it. So I think to start this session, a very good point of thought we can start with is: are we willing to accept and implement this change? Are we willing to remove our traditional thinking of subject hierarchies? Okay, so mathematics is in no way at a higher stage than, say, entrepreneurship. Okay, so that is the kind of change that NEP 2020 is trying to bring about. And I think it's high time we should start embracing this change and give the students what they deserve and what they want to learn. So that's all the skill subject implementation is all about.
Perfectly aligning with you, sir. Actually, I feel like, um, to be very honest, I also feel whenever I see the new list of the skill subjects that are coming up in school, I want to go back and learn these subjects as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights for this question, sir. My next question is to, yeah, my next question is for Bhumika ma'am. Ma'am, how can skill subjects be effectively integrated into the existing curriculum to promote an interdisciplinary approach for education?
Um, okay. I believe that currently in our schools, like I am also personally teaching computer sciences, and we are like trying to offer a lot of different skill subjects from the new upcoming session. I believe that skill subjects can be integrated very well in a school if the teachers are provided with you can say teachers training, because what I personally believe as of now is, although there are skill subject, a list of like good skill subjects that are offered in the middle school, like Evansa said, approximately 33 in the middle school, 22 I guess in the secondary school, and then 43 subjects in the senior secondary which are offered by CBSE. I believe that although CBSE is taking a very good step with the new NEP 2020 and offering a lot of different skill subjects, still there is a gap in teacher training. So if you see that there are different platforms for subjects as coding, artificial intelligence, and computer sciences currently, but I believe interesting subjects like satellites, implementation of satellites, rockets, which are offered by CBSE, there is still something which is missing, which is I feel is the teacher training. So what schools can do is they can provide teachers with the training for different skill subjects that are offered by CBSE. Although I also believe that there is a need of pedagogical methodology training for the teachers. And there should be more project-based learning, more hands-on training, more training for the teachers so that they can make their classrooms engaging as well as a practical learning environment for their students. So I also believe that there is a gap on that part, although there are a lot of groups and platforms which are there in which teachers collaborate, and they share the resources with each other. So again, like I believe that teacher training is the primary should be the primary focus. And though a lot of schools are taking initiative, and CBSE is also on their part taking a very good initiative of training the teachers on a regular basis for like AI skill education, because currently I'm teaching computer science, so I know better about that. But because I've tried to research a little bit about the other subjects as well, there is miss out on the other skill subjects that are available.
Very well said, ma'am. Actually, it's true. Um, School right now is lacking that teacher training. That part plays a very important role, a very vital role in, integrating these subjects into our classrooms. Yeah. My next question goes out to Mr. Vicky, sir. Sir, the question states, what kind of teacher training and resources are required to effectively teach skill subjects in schools as per NEP 2020?
Thank you for the question. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Since CISC has already introduced, or it has taken a significant step in like introducing subjects like AI or robotics in the recent curriculum, so I would like to say that regarding the resources, we can go for online or open source resources, right, which are already available in different platforms. And moreover, since I have seen Stempedia as well, they are doing a great job in initiating these kinds of subjects, and then they are also providing with the kits and everything. So it's quite good. And what was the other question, Vivek?
So how we can effectively integrate these subjects into our teaching methods while we are, teaching the classroom, these skill subjects.
If you talk about AI and robotics, yes, it can be integrated very easily. Because since Bhumika ma'am said that there is already a subject called computer science, so they are already learning. Say for example, in CBSE they are learning Python. In ICSE or say the ISC they are learning Java, right? So along with that, it can be possible. And now we have also our school, like St. Mary's, they have started robotics recently. So we have also started the classes, right? And the children are they are configuring all these robots and all. So this is how it is already included in the curriculum now, right? There are many other subjects. Even we have home science in our school. Okay, so this is also a skill subject, right? So
Yeah.
Vivek, also I would like to add one point. So, for
Mhm.
example, if you talk about subjects like pottery, or data science, or if you talk about coding, financial literacy, so the teachers who are already teaching subjects like accounts and economics can integrate financial literacy in their subjects. If you talk about pottery in art classes, we can, integrate pottery or block painting that is there for the middle school. For example, I am teaching computer science, so there are also, different applications which are related to artificial intelligence, you can say AR, VR also, which are available online, which teachers can integrate in science or social sciences. And now there is a concept of virtual labs as well, which is offered by NCRT, on their platform. So, all this can help the teachers integrate all these skill subjects, and they don't have to actually give a separate time slot to the skill modules that they have. For example, in our school, what we are now planning is that to integrate all these skill subjects we have an extra slot of clubs which are followed. So we are already integrating AR, VR, already integrated AR, VR, financial literacy, and a lot of different skill modules. But we are also again offering and trying to, implement the same skill modules for grade 11th and 12th and 9th and 10th in our clubs itself. So, that they can have an hands-on training on the same, as well as, they can be obviously prepared for the future uh, skills.
Uh,
Moreover, we can. So may I say something? Moreover, we can also go for like game-based learning, like gamification and all, right? Like awards and all. So that can also be included, so that the children get more enthusiastic towards the subject. That is more important, right?
Right. Ivan sir, would you like
I'll
to add?
just add one thing. So when it comes to training the teachers, CBSE is also regularly sending these training information in their website. So all that the teacher or the school authority should do is like disperse this information. Um, so CBSE related trainings are also like good. They have these boot camps and all. So a teacher can also regularly update himself or herself through these trainings.
So what about the student and the teacher mentorship? Only the teachers will be trained, or along with that the students can also be trained simultaneously?
They are organizing boot camps for students as well.
Students as well, exactly.
Students as well. CBSE, for that matter, even other organizations like STEMpedia is very active.
Yes, absolutely.
Very well said. Actually, it was a very good discussion on this particular topic. I feel like some of the points that I have jotted down. So Ms. Bhumika mentioned that subjects can be merged together, so that let's say like I have like ma'am has mentioned that like poetry is there. You can merge it with your art classes or your,
Blended learning, right?
yeah. So that is something that we can opt for. And Vicky sir mentioned that gamification can be done. That can, students can find out more interest in this particular thing, because of course games is something that students are more interested into. Then with that, Ivan sir mentioned that CBSE also has a wide range of I would say boot camps or teacher trainings that they are putting out for the teacher as well as for the school to implement these skill subject very smoothly into their classroom. So very well mentioned and very well, insights are very well placed in for this particular question. Thank you so much. So my next question goes out to Mr. Surendra sir. So the question states, what are the major challenges schools might face in integrating these skill subjects, and how can they be addressed? Over to you, Surendra sir.
Sir, first of all, there are so many problems that are arises during the implementation of this. And first point is the availability of instructional material and resources. That is requirement for the coordination among the teachers for the integrated courses. For this point, Stempedia has provided a lot of material like activities and lecture notes that will be very useful for the teachers. And Bhumika ma'am addressed that there is a lot of confusion regarding the teachers training, but then that problem can be simply sorted out by the just go through the Stempedia notes. They will got everything notes how they can use to notes and how they can manage programming and coding as well as that is the best thing. And second problem is that it is the latest technology that is implemented in the schools, but most of the schools they are providing just the computer knowledge. And some students are fear about the robotics, how they can manage programming and how they can coding. That is not possible for everyone. But the modular approach in the curriculum implementation, the presents the challenges. That is the need for the teachers to adopt new teaching strategies. And in modular technologies, if the student is missing something, by just cover their previous lessons and they can perform better. And moreover, if we talk about the management, first of all, if they want to introduce Stempedia or any other software, so they need a software, which software is better and which hardware they have to utilize. So that is the also the main part for which it is the problematic issues. And regarding the implementation in the school, there is a timetable issue also. There are other different subjects, so they can make, as Bhumika ma'am said, that there is a club periods for which they can utilize them. That is the best part, and that is a better way of to make effective. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I actually really do very well align with this, what you have mentioned, that we have to, follow a modern approach, a modular approach for integrating these subjects and, to come out and face these challenges. Bhumika ma'am, would you like to also add few points here?
Yes, Vivek. So, I got like what my understanding of the difficulties in a school is that there is a total miss out on the resources that can be provided to the teachers. I believe that CBSE is taking all the steps, in terms of artificial intelligence specifically, I believe, and data science too, because it's recently started implementing in the schools in Gurugram, where I am currently living in. But I believe that, as I have connected with STEMpedia, and I think I am in like collab, like I've took a participation in one of your boot camps only, where I got to know about STEMpedia and a lot of different platforms that were mentioning you specifically for robotics and your kids. I believe that, the kind of resource material and the books and the helping material that you guys are providing to the teachers, that is a miss out on, like probably you can say on school's part, or not every school can do that obviously, but on like overall, if I see, right. And then there are collaborative learning platforms that are also needed. So there is one AI facilitator community which is provided, online, which, teachers can share their views and attend seminars, webinars on. But again, like there is, again, I feel there is a gap in the resource materials that can be provided to the teachers, as well as, as I see online, you guys provide a very detailed videos, different activities that can be conducted in the classrooms, right? Similarly, for artificial intelligence, now there are steps that are taken by the CBSE to provide teachers a hands-on training, as to teachers are also doing projects and submitting their projects on artificial intelligence, and then like how they get the certifications and on the basis of only when they submit their projects. So again, there's a hands-on learning, but still, like uh, just like enough resource materials is what I feel is missing for them to follow, and the correct instructions and right guidelines. That's what I feel is a little miss out.
Very
Moreover, there are AI driven evaluations also provided by the CBSE.
Yes, Vicky sir, I totally align with that as well. Actually, what all three of you just mentioned, that's very true because though we have n numbers of resources available for implementing these skill subject into our classroom, but somewhere we do feel like the resources are yet to be, fully, I would say, furbished or fully, utilized into our
Equipped,
classrooms.
It's
even
also, it's
equipped.
also, sorry to interrupt, but it's also, I feel it's a little scattered. So
Exactly.
although teachers know that they have to go for like AI skill education apart on CBSE's platform, and then they can look for that. But then I still feel that there are a lot of teachers, who are not very clear with, artificial intelligence projects that needs to be done in probably 11th and 12th. And similarly for 9th and 10th as well, they are a little, confused about what to do and how to do it. So that is one point.
Exactly. Vicky sir, would you like to add something?
Yeah, moreover, the LMS also that is available in STEM videos I have seen, they are very good, but it's all about the assimilation and the implementation of the strategies.
Hmm. Yeah, I would like to just mention one point over here. So, in at the end of this session, Mr. Swapnil from our team will also be introducing the latest book range of AI and coding and according to NEP 2020. which I think cover up most of the areas that you have mentioned and the challenges that you face. You can tackle with that book range that we will be soon launching. So yeah, with that, I perfectly align that resources are yet to be fully utilized to teach these skill subjects into our classroom. But I wish that these books that SEMpedia is going to launch is of course going to help out teachers to particularly, implementing these skill subject. So yeah, my next question goes out to Surendra sir. Um, yeah. So, in this, sir, based on your experience or research, how have students responded to the introduction of these skill subject into the curriculum?
Vivek sir, initially they are just confused about the coding, but when we are trained them to just think like a robot. If there is some obstruction in front of you, first what you have to do, you will go on or stop yourself. Those they can learn easily. And if you think about the any language or programming language, or just like if you talk about the Chinese language or German, until we start learning, before we start learning anything, we have to start up with the small steps. If the we start up with the small steps, they can make a program. And pseudocode is also helpful for them students, and they can make easily programs. And I don't think I have to write a complete program. For since last 1 year, I have not write down any program on a board. I just provide them real situations ki what you will do. Just go through and just practice, make it down. And once they will start making the code, they will make error. And after the removal of error, the program will be successfully. It will take more time than the normal conditions, but I think that is the more appropriate way to demonstrate the students how they can make obstruction avoidance or edge detections robots. They can make ourselves. I have not tell them what values you have to take on. They will just practice and go on. I think that is the better opportunity for the robotics. And some students are also feeling that, sir, information technology practice is better subject than programming and coding. But once they will start the programming, they will skip all these things and start learning. They go from the YouTube lectures and start coding. Some students are doing too much good in the programming. And I said, thank you so much for the Stempedia that is providing all the resources. And I think it is a better combination of robotics, AI, or you can say coding and programming language. That is better.
I would
Right,
like to
sir.
add something to
Yes,
this as
Nikki.
well. Surendra sir, what
Yes, sir.
he said. Now the thing is, like, AI and robotics has been introduced in our school in standard 9, but the students of standard 6, 7, 8, even they are hovering around our AI lab just to see what is going on. And when they have entered the AI lab, now their demand is that, sir, we also need something like this to learn. So this was the response which I personally received.
Sir, actually, the problem that is you are saying is absolutely right. But when we start anything from the initial classes, just take an example: a student, small child cannot say anything, but they can start learning. If we start
Exactly.
the age, if we start the age of in class third, then it is easy for students to make clear their concepts up to the class 9.
Third, if standard 5 can do scratch programming, standard 6 can do scratch programming, then I
Yes,
believe
sir.
they can also do pictoblocks. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
my point is.
Yes, sir. I'm agree with you. They can make Scratch program that is easy to block coding. Block coding is the
Exactly.
part of a Scratch. That is the
Similar to
main
scripting
concept.
only. So the standard 6 students, the 7 students, they were telling that, sir, when we will get the subject, we have to wait for another 3, 4 years, or can we do it now?
Sir, at present we are doing Python in class 6 and 7, and
So
up to 8 level they can make a coding yourself.
that is what I was talking about.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Actually, I'm very happy and impressed that we are coming here and sharing our valuable insights and having a good, well-matured discussion on this sensitive topic that how we can implement or integrate these skill subject into our classroom. My next question will be for Ivan, sir, the question states, what is the future outlook for skill subjects in the evolving educational landscape, and how can schools adapt these changes?
Uh, yeah, as we see that how the world is evolving right now, also our country, uh, we are going towards more of being self-reliant, uh, a kind of an entrepreneurship wave has already started, and students have now become, I think, more mature. They start thinking about future, I think, quite early in life as compared to maybe a decade ago. Mm. So, in this regard, the skill subjects have a very, very important role to play because the skill subjects incorporate within them all the necessary skills that is required, the 21st century skills that we talk about. And one good thing that the CPSC has done is, I think, in most of the skill subjects in the senior school curriculum, they have also included a common module called communication skills. And when they prepare not only the technical stuff, but also modules like communication skills, they start to relate more with their career, with the challenges that they have to face in the future. So I think we are on right track right now, but then if not now, then it'll be too late. It'll be too late. And then uh, incorporating these skill modules and skill subjects will go a long way, and our children will thank the school and the teachers when they face the interviews, and they'll reflect back upon their school days where they were doing projects which laid the foundation for their real life projects that they had to do in their workplaces. Uh, yes, so I think this is the kind of role uh, the skill subjects will play in the children's life. Was there any other question, the other part of the question I missed out?
Yeah, I think you have covered everything, sir.
Okay, okay, great.
Yeah. Bhumika ma'am, would you like to add some points to this question?
I think Ivan sir covered all the things, but one thing that I would like to add is that you know skill subjects actually now contribute to overall development of a student, because the normal subjects that the students are getting taught in schools, like social sciences, sciences, are the ones which a student should know and learn about. But if I, let's suppose, talk about financial literacy, or probably accounting or taxation or something, we used to get these subjects when we passed our schools, and we were very new to, like, I was very new to when knew to, like, the subjects like computer science when I just passed my school out. And I was like, I had no clue about what computer science or Python is or Java is. And I was really really blank. I was actually not very like into that zone of learning. I wasn't able to back then understand that what actually is happening. But now if you see, if a student is starting from third or fourth or fifth grade, start learning these skill subjects, and I'm not talking about coding or artificial intelligence or probably Python, but if you see anything like financial literacy, and then they learn about taxation in grade 11th and 12th, they start with financial literacy in like 6th, 7th and 8th. It will help them grow as well as understand a lot of different things that they can implement in their real life, as well as when they prepare, like when we prepare them for the you can say future. So yeah, like Ivan sir rightly said that all these skill subjects will overall help them in their overall development, as well as I think it will prepare them better, like much better, for the future.
Well
I
said,
want to
ma'am.
add something to this.
Yeah.
the students eventually will be getting prepared for the rapidly changing job market that we have right now at the moment. Because these subjects are something that is vocational, right? Hand on, right? And then you implement in the field. This is all about. So basically, like these skill subjects, if they are added to our curriculum and they are practiced at every single level, like ICSE or CBSE or any other boards, I believe that the students will be very much ready for the job market and with the emerging trends.
Well said, sir. I very well align with everyone's point of view over here that, these skill subjects are not just, you know, vocational subject, but they are subject that will help you in your overall development and will help you out to stand out in the real job market as well, because that is what, is going to help our students to secure a really good placement or a really good job position. That is what everyone is seeking right now. So thank you so much to all of the guest experts who have joined us today, Vicky sir, Ivan sir, Bhumika ma'am, and Surinder sir, and sharing your valuable insights. I feel like we have got a lot of questions in the chat box, which I am very excited to ask. By the time, I request all of you to please fill out the feedback form and share your valuable feedback so that we can also see how we did in this session, and if you have learned something and how you will be integrating these skill subject in your classroom. We will be happy to hear and have your feedback on the feedback form shared in the chat box. So by the time, I'm going to ask the questions to our experts who have joined us here. So, Bhumika ma'am, there was one question for you in particularly by Sonal Jain. The question states, can you please explain about allocation of club periods in a timetable? And has it to be on a daily basis or how?
Okay, so basically, if you talk about club periods, see, there is the club periods are in our school. What we are following is, and earlier as well, what we were following is that, you know, there are two things that can be done. Either, take out one day in the entire week for a club period. So usually our periods are not of 40 minutes, which usually other schools do. We have a 1 hour club period that we follow in our school. So we have one particular day in which we have that club period, and then we can do the activities, or we can conduct our club, for example, for coding, financial literacy, or anything for communication skills, and that 1 hour for the entire week. So, if you see for 6 to 8, the skill subjects that are there, there are 15 hours or 18 hours. So they have particular number of hours for one skill subject that is there. But usually, if I am taking a club, we have all these students from 6 to like ninth in one club, or 10 to 12th in one club. So we like conduct those clubs in 1 hour period for the entire week. If you want to like integrate it in some other form, you can again like allocate one slot in the entire week. Do not need to be the like for the entire week, because it's a club, it's something additional that you are teaching. So usually this is what we follow, right? If it is a subject, obviously if you are integrating it as a particular subject in your timetable, then you have to look out other ways for that, I believe, because 2 to 3 periods, I guess, are needed, depending upon the number of hours that are given in the skill, for that particular skill subject.
Right. Very well answered, ma'am. My next question will be for Ivan sir. So question states, how can we ensure that skill subject integration is inclusive and caters to diverse need and interest of students?
Uh, Actually, when we want to integrate a skill subject, firstly, we have to be aware at what level are we doing it. So as per the NEP, you have, I think we should, for now, we can leave out the early childhood, the foundational level and the preparatory level. So I think 6 to 8, the middle level is I think the target group, the best group where we can start integrating the skill subjects. One thing is that the teacher need not take the entire responsibility as in teaching responsibility, because the NEP gives us the freedom to adopt new pedagogical techniques where the teacher need not always be there. So, so that 15 hours need not be inside the school always. Some of the hours can be flipped, as we call it, a flipped classroom. So the children can utilize their free time, and then and the teacher can just be a facilitator. Okay. Now, when it comes to inclusiveness, obviously, it depends on what skill subject are you trying to offer for a wide range of children. So one mindset we have to remove is skill subject need not necessarily be robotics and AI and coding. Okay. Although these are sought after skills, these skills mm, have an edge, maybe over other. But then there are a range of skill subjects, and then whosoever the question this is, I think the person can explore the various skill subjects, and depending upon the need of the classroom and the children, uh, and as per the teacher's discretion, um, he or she can advise a particular skill subject to a child, because coding need not be like, may not be everyone's cup of tea, and then we need not build an entire whole country generation of coders. We need other people too. So when it comes to including a range of children, I think the best thing is to explore all the subjects that is there, and then offer them. One might say that we don't have a teacher for that, but then there is a teacher. Only thing is whether the teacher is willing to offer it to the children or not. So this is only for 6 to 8. 9 to 12, it has to be a subject. There has to be a period allotted. So that's a different story. So I think we can do it in that level, middle level.
Perfect. So I hope the question was from Ajita Kumar. I hope Ajita Evan sir has very well explained this answer that he had just have for this question. So just one point from Kalpana Gupta. It says in class 9th and 10th, most of the material is theory based. If more practical based material is included, it will create more interest in students. Ms. Kalpana, I would just like you to be in the session till the end, because as Mr. Swapnil will be telling us more about the books that are of AI coding and robotics launched by STEMpedia, then you will understand that yes, theoretical base plus hands-on sessions are there included in those books of class 9th and 10th as well. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in for this particular expo session. Before moving ahead, I would request all the speakers to turn on their camera and give a cheese for a nice selfie. Sorry, my balloons pop up. Latest update. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving ahead, I request and welcome Mr. Swapnil Kumar, Head of Business Development from STEMpedia.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Warm good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank all of you on behalf of the entire STEMpedia team for joining the webinar. I want to first, express my gratitude to all the speakers, Ivan sir, Bhumika ma'am, then Surendra Jaglan sir, Vicky Mandal sir, right, and all yes, and everyone who is present here. Like I want to express my gratitude to all of you. Um, now, just to yes, now just to start off with what things we are doing for the skill subjects. Just to clarify, STEMpedia as an organization always believes in hands-on learning, aligned with the national education policy. So when the skill subjects got introduced through the national education policy, we took a lot of steps, whether it was hardware development, software development, and a lot more. To make sure that the concepts that are being taught are very hands-on, right? So, if we can move to the next slide, please. So, we have introduced, so some of you are aware already about STEMpedia's hardware. So, we have Corky, some of you might already be aware about PictoBlocks. But then we have introduced books this year, which is very well aligned with the skill subjects. So, the reason for it is what we were finding out was with the LMS, some of the content delivery can sometimes be confusing because students are a little focused on the classroom instruction, on the teacher, and at the same time they have to also follow the LMS, so that can become a challenging thing at certain points of time. Then also a synergy with the other traditional learning methods, because all the other subjects are also being taught using books, and book is a more preferred format for a lot of schools. So that's why we introduced books this year. And then also the integration with the technology learning program. So let's say if you have a running program for computer education, if you have a running program for design thinking, any kind of technology education, we have tried to align our content and our books with that philosophy. And then to add, as we were getting a feedback from a lot of schools that there needs to be more and more assessments for these skill subjects, and in a much more structured format. So that's why we went into this book format where at the end of every chapter there are multiple MCQs, short answer questions, high order thinking questions, and more. Right. So just to introduce the book packages that we have. So next slide, please. So we have introduced books for both grades, CBSE and ICSE. So for CBSE, we have one category, which is the programs with the computer subject. So that is by the series Skillful Minds. So it covers computer, coding, artificial intelligence, and robotics in a very hands-on manner. We follow a philosophy of 50-50 ratio between theoretical sessions and practical activities in Skillful Minds and other books as well. Right. Then for us, similar program for ICSE is the Tech Tinkerers program that we have. Similarly, it is for computer, coding and AI and robotics, all included in a single package, right? Then there are programs that are focused completely on the skill subjects of the different boards. So for the skill subject of CBSE, the subject code 417, Artificial Intelligence, we have started the series by the name of Artificial Intelligence for grade 9 and 10. And then for ICSE, as per subject code 66, we have introduced the Robotics and AI skill subject by the same name, Robotics and AI. Robotics and Artificial Intelligence will be the book name, right? But if in case you are from a board or which does not fall into this category, or you want to follow a much more general curriculum that covers the coding, AI, robotics subjects in a hands-on manner without getting into, let's say, your computer subject or the skill subjects, then we do have the coding, AI, robotics skilling program books. So these only cover coding, AI and robotics for grade 1 to 10. So next, I'll just very quickly go through some details of these books. Next slide, please. So as I was mentioning, so Skillful Minds, this program for CBSE schools, this book program requires a lab within your computer lab where we'll provide you with the hardware, Quarky, with the software, PictoBlocks and more. And along with this, in the form of medium of instruction, this books comes in Skillful Minds. And then if you want to opt for 9th and 10th, it is the artificial intelligence skill subject book as well. As I mentioned, 50-50 ratio between the classroom learning and practical sessions. And there is a complete alignment with the AI skill subject with AI program. And then the coding skill subject is covered within the Skillful Minds as well. We are very proud to share with you that this is one of the only programs in India that covers coding, AI, robotics, and computer science. So do let us know if you are interested in this. Next, we are going into the Tech Tinkerer program for the ICSE schools. Yeah, we can skip this. I think this provides a more detailed purview of the books. Next, we'll go to the ICSE skill subjects book, please. Thank you. So, Tech Tinkerer and Robotics and AI series are very similar to our CBSE series, but then very modular in terms of the kind of output that is expected out of an ICSE school. Again, we are very proud that this is one of the only that has artificial intelligence skill subject and coding and AI skill subject within itself. Robotics and artificial intelligence as a complete subject comes into 9th and 10th, subject code 66. Right. Next, if you will go to the Tech Tinkerer book details, as I mentioned, for different grades, there are different kind of activities. So for grade 1 and 2, we have lesser number of activities. Grade 3 to 8 have higher number of activities. 9th and 10th will be much more detailed in terms of the robotics and AI outcome that can be expected, right? Next, please. And then coming to the specialized coding, AI, and robotics skilling program that I mentioned. So this is not, uh, you know, fixated on a single board. So if you are looking for a general program, which is very hands-on for coding, AI, robotics learning, in this program as well, we would request if you can transform the existing computer lab into a coding and AI lab. And then along with it, these books will follow, right? So this is the idea. If we can move to the next slide, please. Yeah. So as you can see here, one thing that we wanted to highlight was why we have created this kind of a curriculum. One of the outcomes that we are expecting is not only in terms of what our students are learning, but also some very, I would say, peripheral learning that students can derive from this. So what we can see is if we give a very good hands-on program, the ideation and creation capabilities, the innovation and entrepreneurship abilities of students are improving quite a lot. 21st century skills are definitely being enhanced. But there is also a concept of interdisciplinary STEAM education. So students are not only taking up things that are being taught as part of the coding and AI program, but they are utilizing the lessons that they are learning in their science program, their maths program, their social studies program, and more. But at the same time, actually, the most important point that we are able to deliver is empathy and life skills. What we are giving to students is a methodology to express themselves. Students are so technologically, intrigued in these things. If you have kids at your home or around you, you must have seen none of the kids need a training on mobile phone, but all of them are expert on it. But just think about it. What is the reason for it? There is no classroom that is going on for mobile, teaching students about mobile and blah 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 and all these things. The reason for it is because technology reduces the cost of making mistakes. If you see, if you have a written paper exam, you write something wrong, you have to cut it, and then you can't erase it. Like it is tough. Like, of course there are some ways of doing it, but it is tough. But technology makes the cost of these mistakes very less, and that gives the students the comfort that, hey, I can make some mistakes, and I can learn by doing this thing. That is how most of the kids learn YouTube, right? So that is something that we want to give to the students, the technology as a medium to express themselves. And we believe that will be very very beneficial for the students as well. So I think, Kashish, if we can go to the video itself. So I yes. So, Kashish, in the meantime, you can try to open the video. I'll just share what this video is all about. So, there is the school, Little Scholar School, Kamareddy in Telangana. What they have done is they have tried to uh, portray the traditions of Batukamma festival and Dashera celebration as part of their. Just 1 second. Just give me a moment, please. I Yeah. So, as I was sharing, the students of Little Scholar School Kamareddy have utilized the coding and AI subject that they have been using into the portrayal of Batukamma and Dashera celebration. So, just very quickly, we'll run this video for you. Vivek, I've shared the access with you. So, maybe you can share your screen and showcase the video, please.
Yeah, share it.
కొప్పులోని పువ్వమ్మ బాయి కాడి బొడ్డమ్మ కొప్పులోని పువ్వమ్మ బాయి కాడి బొడ్డమ్మ గంగా దాటిపోకమ్మో గంగీ కాలి కమలమ్మ గంగా దాటిపోకమ్మో గంగీ కాలి కమలమ్మ.
Thank you, Vivek. So, just share with everyone, right? What we could see was students have used the concept of coding in AI, but then it is not only just programming a robot and things like that. They have ideated how to portray it. They have gone into the depths of the tradition to identify what are the different steps that go into Batukamma and Dashera celebration. So there is ideation and creation there. There is definitely 21st century skills of creativity, collaborations, and more. Right? There is definitely interdisciplinary STEAM education because there is definitely a lot of arts that is involved. When they were using, let's say, pick and place, there was a lot of science, a lot of mathematics that is involved, especially in servo motors. There was definitely a lot of innovation. But again, the most important part is that they have learned an empathy towards this festival. A lot of us are seeing our young ones maybe, get losing a touch with our tradition and technique and our customs. Maybe technology as a way of expression can change that, and that is what we believe at here at Stempedia. So that's it. Thank you so much for your time, and do let us know. Do fill out the feedback form. It will be very helpful for us to understand if we can be of help to you in implementing these skill subjects at your school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Swapnil, for sharing your insights and actually, helping us to know a little more about what STEMpedia is doing to integrate these skill subject into the classroom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of the guests who have joined us today. I request everyone to please turn on their camera, the ones who are present. Once again, a big thank you to Bhumika ma'am, Surendra sir, Yavan sir, and Vicky sir for joining in and tuning in for this
Thank
particular
you.
session.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Stempedia. It's always an honor. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Thank you.
Vivek.
So much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone on the YouTube for tuning in. I hope you have filled the feedback form. It is shared. And if you like to associate with us, still, you can also put that in the feedback form and we will reach out to you personally. Thank you so much. Make sure to share your learnings, questions, or few points that you have learned in this particular session that you are going to integrate in your classroom at our social media handles also.